Hi guys, good morning. If you are in fact doing this flow in the morning, it's a type of sequence that is perfect honestly for any time of day. If you just need a little break in the middle of the day, especially if you've been sitting at the desk a lot or if the day's been a bit stressful. So it's just a really gentle flow to awaken your body, get the energy moving. It's about 20 minutes, you're not going to need any blocks, just you, yourself, your mat. Maybe put on some nice background music to really get in the flow of things. And we're going to start in our child's pose. So let's come to the back of our mats. Bring your big toes together to touch. Open your knees as wide as you comfortably can. Sink the buttocks towards your heels and just relaxing the forehead to the floor. It might feel quite nice here just to give yourself a little sway side to side. Sway of the hips, sway of the head side to side. And just when you feel ready, slowing that down. And finding some stillness. You might even close your eyes here as you settle into stillness. And just start by bringing your awareness to your breath. Don't have to change the breath just yet. Maybe you notice the breath is quite shallow. Maybe it's already quite deep in the belly. In your own time, just start to bring a little more control over that breath. So as you inhale, think about filling up the belly. Your belly expands out. And as you exhale, slowly releasing the breath, the belly sinks back in, and maybe you open your mouth, just reminding yourself to let go here. Inhale, filling up your belly, expanding. And as you exhale, letting go, belly contracts. Take a few more rounds like that in your own time, just letting go of the night that you might have had or the day that you've been having. And there's no rush, but eventually you'll close your mouth and continue breathing in that same way from the belly. You might notice as your mind focuses on your breath, your body starts to relax that little bit more. Just allow yourself to really surrender to your child's pose here. Everything is heavy, everything is sinking into your mat, allowing it to support you for these last few breaths. Let's just enjoy one more breath here. And then slowly coming all the way back up to all fours. And we'll set up for our cat and cow. So palms below the shoulders, knees below your hips. As you exhale, rounding your spine, relaxing your head and neck. Inhale, tailbone up, head and chest lift up. Exhale, rounding, drawing the belly in, pressing the floor away from you. Inhale, opening up, little squeeze of your shoulder blades. Take a few more rounds, just letting your breath guide you. Maybe your eyes are even closed. And just starting to feel the spine warming and waking up. Nice, let's take one last round here, guys, finishing with your exhale breath. And slowly meeting back with a nice neutral spine. Walk the palms slightly in front of your shoulders, then shift your whole body forward so you're in that nice modified plank position, keeping everything in one straight line so your belly is quite engaged here, even your buttocks is engaged a little bit. Then let's take a deep inhale breath. As you exhale, lower everything to the floor at the same time. So bending your elbows, hugging them in towards your body, controlling the pace all the way down. And breathe. Nice. Let's lift the head and chest, finding your Sphinx pose. So forearms to the floor, elbows are directly in front of your chest, and just have a little look down, make sure they're shoulder width apart and parallel. Legs and buttocks are totally relaxed here. And it just depends on how you're feeling in your lower back. You could keep the belly relaxed. If that feels a little iffy in your lower back, just lift your belly slightly up, as if you're trying to lift it off the floor to protect the lower back here. And making sure you're not sinking into those shoulders, so really press the floor away. Nice. And you might stay here, but if you're like me and in the mornings or after sitting at a computer for a while, your neck gets a little sore, drop your chin towards your chest and make really slow semicircles with the chin from one shoulder to the other shoulder. Nice. Not rushing, just feeling all those little muscles getting a tiny, tiny stretch here. Maybe even here, letting the breath guide you. We'll go for 2 more on each side so you're nice and balanced. Making sure you're not sinking the shoulders up to your ears. Keep pressing the floor away. And then when you've done that last side, we'll meet back in the center. Lifting your head and chest, gazing forwards. Let's take one more inhale, really press the floor away from you. And as you exhale, slide the elbows out to the side, rest the forehead on your palms. And just breathe here for a moment. You might like to give the hips just a little rock, a little sway side to side. Oh, beefy also wants to get some attention. Just relieving any pressure from your lower back there. Nice. And then slide your palms underneath your shoulders, elbows press up to the ceiling, forehead to the floor. We're going to come up the way we came down, so take a nice deep inhale to prepare. Exhale, push up to your knees. Beautiful. Then tuck your toes. Let's come all the way back and find our first downward dog. Most likely your first downward dog of the day, and I really recommend taking your time here, especially if this is early morning for you and you're waking up. So nice deep bend in your knees, taking your dog for a little walk, swaying the hips. Remember, for these next few breaths, there's no right, there's no wrong, so just feel free to have a little exploration, doing whatever you need to do, listening to your body, listening to your intuition, just allowing that to guide you through these next 4 breaths. Nice, we've got 2 more breaths here, starting to find some stillness if you haven't already. Last breath. Nice, guys, and as you settle into your downward dog, you might have a nice bend in your knees, really pressing the weight of your body back into your heels. Doesn't matter if your heels touch the ground or not. Let's just start to gaze forwards now. Keep that bend in your knees and teeny tiny steps. Walk the feet all the way up to your palms. Come onto your fingertips as soon as you need. And we're going to take a little halfway lift, but we'll start with the palms to the shins. Lengthen your spine, shoulders away from your ears. And as you exhale, soften the knees maybe even more to allow yourself space to fold. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthening your spine. Exhale, fold, bend the knees as much as you need. Last one, inhale like you're sneaking under a fence, leading with your head. Exhale, fold. Nice. Now let the body just hang here. Keep that bend in your knees. Use your abdominal muscles. Super slow ragdoll up to standing vertebra. Your head is the last to lift up. And when you're all the way up, give those shoulders a nice big roll. Your next inhale, reach the arms up, maybe you look up. As you exhale, soften your knees, hinge from your hips to fold. We'll inhale, take just 1 halfway lift. And as you exhale, step your right foot back. Drop the right knee to the floor. Pause here for a moment. Check in, your left knee is directly above your ankle. And then we're just going to hang out here. Fingertips can stay on the floor. If that's a little intense for you, you could always rest your forearms on your knee and just sink into a nice lunge here. Now, even though we are sinking into a lunge, make sure your lower belly is still a little bit active, yeah? We're going to stay for 3 more breaths. So doing forearms on the knee, the thigh, or fingertips to the floor, whatever feels good for you. But whatever variation you're in, shoulders away from ears. We've got 1 breath left. So good. Let's all plant the palms, tuck your back toes, lift that knee and step back to downward dog. Maybe you have a nice little wiggle there, just walking it out. And just taking 1 more breath. And looking towards your palms again, the smallest, tiniest steps. I know you just want to get there, but you're going to take your time, enjoy the journey, enjoy the stretch going down the backs of your legs. When you finally arrive, we'll just take 1 halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Keeping that nice bend in your knees, letting everything else just hang for a moment. Then using your abdominal muscles, slowly ragdoll up to standing, vertebra by vertebra. Your head is the lift up. Give those shoulders a nice big roll up. With that next inhale, reach your arms up, maybe. Exhale, soften your knees, hinge from the hips to fold. Inhale, 1 halfway lift like you're sneaking under a fence. Exhale, step that left foot back and find a nice low lunge. So remember, front knee is directly above your ankle, just as you need here to make that happen. And it's totally up to you what's more comfortable right now. Fingertips to the floor, or maybe forearms on top of your thigh. It's the opposite of what I did last time. Remember, whatever variation you're taking, that lower belly is active to support you here. 3 more breaths. So nice, guys. Last breath. And then gently stepping back to downward dog. You can step back the way we went through the lunge last time, or if you prefer, come back to all fours first and then meeting in downward dog. Just finding whatever variation works for you. And again here, maybe take your dog for a little walk. Maybe you just enjoy the stillness. We've got 2 breaths left here doing what you need to do. Last breath. And then with your next inhale breath, float your right leg up to the ceiling slowly. As you exhale, tiger curl, knee to chest, and then find your pigeon pose. Right knee behind your right wrist. Shuffle the left leg all the way back. Then adjust as you need here. Bring the left ankle in the general direction of your left wrist, just as far up as it feels good. And we'll start in our fingertips, just like gravity, do a little bit of that work for you here. We'll take 1 more inhale. Maybe you lift the chest up. And as you exhale, slowly hinge from your hips. Find the level that's right for you in this moment. You don't have to stay here. So forearms might be on the floor. Maybe you bring the palms together and make a little pillow for your forehead to rest. If you're really open in the mornings, you could come all the way down to the mat and stretch those arms out. So just find your variation, somewhere that you can stay. So it doesn't necessarily need to be comfortable, but it's not going to be painful. You're finding a place where you can focus on your breath, where you can focus on just letting go, creating some space for the day ahead. We've got 3 breaths left. Maybe the eyes are closed. Maybe you're opening your mouth as you exhale. Final full breath. So nice, guys. Gently start to bring yourself all the way back up. And you'll slowly roll over onto that right buttocks, bending your left knee. You're going to bring it all the way up and over, coming into a half twist. So I'm going to face you guys for this one. So bringing your left foot up and over. This might be a little much in the morning, so you could straighten your right leg out to create some space for you. Remember, we're just waking up, we're not doing anything too serious. And then make a little claw with that left fingertip. Bring it just right up behind your lower back. As you inhale, reach your right arm up to the ceiling. And as you exhale, you could hook the elbow over, or you could hug the knee in. And then start to find your twist. You're going to use that same breath here to help you stay in your twist. So as you inhale, lengthen. And as you exhale, just twisting back, looking back. We're staying here for a few more breaths. Trying to relax the shoulders away from your ears. Trying to relax your legs, your buttocks. Nice, guys. You've just got 2 breaths left. Last one. And then gently come back to the center. Let's take a little counter twist over the other side. Look back and breathe. Nice. And then coming back, swing the legs around, come back to all fours, and we'll slowly meet back in downward dog. Have a little wiggle there. Do what you need to do. Nice. Let's take one last breath here together. And as you inhale, float your left leg up to the ceiling. Exhale, tiger curl, squeeze it in. And then gently lowering down into your pigeon pose. Shuffling around as you need to, finding that pigeon that's working this morning. And then come right up onto your fingertips. Allow the buttocks, the hips to get nice and heavy. Take an inhale breath. And as you exhale, slowly hinging from your hips, coming down into your fold. You can stay on your forearms. You could make little fists and rest your forehead on your fists. You might come even lower down to your palms or to the floor. Remember, find a place that's just enough. We're not here to get a big stretch. We're just here to wake up. So remember, there's always that option to open your mouth as you exhale and just let everything go. You don't even have to know what it is you're letting go of. You're just creating that sense of release. Three more full breaths. Feeling yourself really giving into the pose now. Final breath. And let's slowly start to press all the way back up. Lowering that left buttocks all the way to the floor. Slowly bring your right foot all the way up and over, and I'll come and face you again. So you've got the options for your half twist. You can keep that bottom leg bent if you did so last time, but if you're like me, felt a little bit intense for the morning, keep that bottom leg straight. And let's make that little claw with your right fingertips just behind your lower back. Take a nice deep inhale, reaching up. And as you exhale, maybe you hook the elbow over, or maybe you hug the knee in and find your twist. Now noticing here, can you soften your shoulders away from your ears? Can you try to relax your buttocks, your hips? And it's your breath that's helping you to get the most out of this pose. With each inhale, keep lengthening. And with each exhale, just gently twisting back, not forcing anything at all. A few more breaths, just like that. Let's take one more full breath. Nice, and then gently come back to the center. Just taking a little counter twist over the other side. Look back and breathe. And then coming back. Let's swing those legs around and we meet back in our last downward dog. So just here for a few moments, giving yourself that little release, just finding that sense of balance once again. So good, guys. Let's take one last breath. And looking towards your palms. For the last time, give yourself that nice slow walk up to your palms, teeny tiny steps. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen your spine. And as you exhale, fold and release. Hold the elbows with your palms, bend the knees as much as you need so your belly can get close to your thighs. And maybe you have a little sway side to side. Maybe you nod your head, yes and no. So good. We've just got one last breath. And gently release your fingertips to the floor. Heel toe the feet as wide as your mat. Toes point out to the side. Come on down into your yogi squat if you're like me, and it might feel good to have a little sway, a little rock. And then just gently finding some stillness. You could keep fingertips on the floor, especially if you find that you have to be on your toes here. Otherwise, you could bring palms to in front of your chest, elbows pressing into those knees. We've just got one more breath here, sinking the buttocks down, lengthening the spine. Nice. And then bring one palm behind you, other palm, let's lower the buttocks to the floor. Bring the feet out in front of you, hip width apart and parallel. Take a deep inhale, lengthen your spine, straighten your arms. And as you exhale, super slowly, vertebra by vertebra, start to ragdoll down to lying. Nice control, guys. Reaching those arms out above, stretching the legs. Take a deep inhale breath. As you exhale, let it all go. It might feel quite nice for you to bring the knees into your chest, just giving a little hug here. There's no rush. When you're ready, you'll stretch those legs out, maybe as wide as your mat. Toes can fall out to the sides. And find your shavasana, your final relaxation. So a position where you're totally at ease in your body, no more effort, no more force. The eyes can close. Just feeling yourself settling back into stillness. There's no more control over your breath, but you're still aware of it. You're still just watching each inhale and each exhale. Your shavasana is your final meditation. So give yourself permission to enjoy these next few moments, just simply being. Slowly bringing your awareness back. Little wriggle of your toes, fingers, little rock of your head side to side. Let's take another nice big stretch out to reawaken. Inhale, breath. Exhale, let it all go. So good. Bringing those knees into your chest. Giving yourself a last little rock side. Eventually rocking all the way over to one side. Your eyes might stay closed. And then just gently pressing yourself all the way up to a comfortable seat. Just bring your arms together in front of your chest. Gentle bow of your head. Giving yourself one last moment of just simply being here with your breath, with your body. Namaste. Thanks guys, have a beautiful rest of your day, and I will see you soon.